Well, good morning, and welcome to the final edition of Good Morning KU for the semester. I'm Ben Allen.
And I'm Brett Ivy. You know, Ben, it's been a great semester here at GMKU.
It's been a fantastic semester,
Yep,
and
definitely.
today is going to be as well a great day because it is someone special's birthday today.
That's right. It's Frank Sinatra's birthday today. You know, good old Blue Eyes. We miss him for sure. Great old singer from back in the day.
Great singer, but another great singer is actually singing. Singer is sitting right next to me this morning. And his name is Mr. Brett Dayton Ivy. Happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you very much. It's much appreciated, Ben. Much appreciated. Yeah, so it's really cool. Like I get to have the birthday on the last day of Good Morning KU.
It's a good way to go out on it.
Yeah, definitely.
And we're going to start some things off with your favorite topic. I know it's my favorite topic as well, baseball. Baseball, the MLB today is going to be going through possibly a very, well, for me, a sad motion. And the MLB, in an AP story, is saying that they are trying to remove home plate collisions.
Yeah, right. And there's something about this that I really don't like, because I think that's part of the game for baseball. You know, it can determine who wins or loses a game. And I know there's been a lot of injuries from it, especially in the more recent past with Buster Posey breaking his leg and all that kind of bad stuff. But I think just because it's part of the game, it's part of the tradition, they can't get rid of it. But
yeah, it's an issue that is a lot like in the NFL. The question is like, are concussions a part of the NFL? Yes, injuries are something that's going to happen in a contact sport, but is it something that should just be removed because it is an injury that it happens, it hurts people, but it is in many ways a part of the game. I mean, a concussion is obviously not a move or something that you do,
right.
But a home plate collision, that is something when you are trying to get home and there is a man standing in front of you, full gear, and you're just trying to score, for whatever purpose. It's part of the game.
It could be what determines a win or a loss, and especially in the Major League Baseball. I think if they do end up going through putting this rule through, I think it could definitely change the way the game is played. But we'll find out what happens. But next up in the news, more recently, of course, we all know that Nelson Mandela, the former president of South Africa, had passed away. During a ceremony the other day, though, a sign language interpreter got in a little bit of a hot water during the ceremony, Ben.
Yeah, it's a little more than hot water. It's something that's now being looked at as possibly disrespectful. But an interpreter on stage next to President Obama was essentially interpreting in gibberish. It was something that many people to the common eye, especially those of us who don't know sign language, nevertheless a South African language, may have not noticed, but to many people it was very clear in South Africa that this man was not actually saying what the president was saying. The man he's basically come out and said that he stands by what he was doing, but he has also now said that he suffers from schizophrenia, and that he was having an incident during it and coincidentally was saying things that he heard.
Right, and that's something that really is sad. The man was hired by the South African Sign Language Federation, and it's very disappointing that he was put in this position at this specific time because he had a very large task at hand, and he obviously did not fulfill it to its duties, and it's just kind of a whole sad ordeal, especially around something that was as celebrated as Nelson Mandela.
Yeah. So wrong time, wrong place, but it still does not take away the great life, obviously, that Nelson Mandela led and all of the things and the effects that he had on other people's lives. And speaking of people's lives and where they are living, there has been
a great transition, man.
A great transition as people are now trying to move to Mars. I will let you take this from
Right, okay, yeah, definitely. So a company out of, Sweden, if I remember correctly, or a private company is now offering spots for people to fly and live on Mars
One-way trip.
By
One-way trip.
by 2025. And Ben, I know 20,000 different companies registered for approval.
200,000 people.
Yeah, exactly, 200,000 people. And I think it's just really interesting that people want to go to Mars, even though it is a one-way trip. That's right, they will not be coming back if they get there. Yeah. So it's just really interesting that people want to go all the way to Mars just to kind of, live out the rest of their lives in a sense. Really don't know the kind of the second part of their trip there. What would they experience? It's kind of weird.
They're hoping to be the founding fathers of place. They want to be the Adam and Eve, essentially, of Mars. They want to be the people that they look back and be like, our founding fathers were, these were those people that left, America or anywhere in the world for that matter, and decided to go to Mars to start essentially a new world.
Yeah, definitely. But I think that's going to wrap it up for this block. When we return, we'll come back with David Mucci. He's going to be joining us from the Union. Stay tuned. Hi, welcome back, folks. I'm here with David Mucci. Mr. Mucci, how are you doing today?
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for the invitation.
Of course, thank you for joining us. Very last second that we've kind of pulled you in. But let's see. You are one of the higher ups here for the Memorial Unions. Can you tell us what you do here at the Union?
higher up may dress up what I do too much, but I'm director of the unions, which really means we're responsible for the community centers on campus, and that is Kansas Union, Burge Union. At Edwards campus, it's the Jayhawk Central, but we're really responsible for trying to build community, tradition, loyalty on campus. And traditionally people look at us as facilities, maybe a bookstore, but we're really, our broader mission is that. So ultimately, that's what I'm supposed to facilitate up here with a host of other people, clearly, but that's the job in a nutshell.
That's awesome. As an employee of Kansas Memorial Unions, I work for the Underground day in, day out. And
am I to be reassured by that, or am I supposed to rethink my management decisions?
I think we're doing a great job.
You think you're doing a great job,
Well, I
right?
got a promotion this year, so I can't say that I'm doing a bad one. So
we will do a review of this after this program.
Well,
but anyway.
Yeah, anyway. But yes, as an employee of Memorial Unions, I can say that that you're doing a great job. I know usually everyone that comes through is...
That's a little self-serving, don't
well,
you think?
you never know. But I know every person that comes to the Underground or everywhere I go usually enjoys their experience. So, but let's talk a little bit about the union here, the Kansas Union. Now we have some changes coming up next semester. We have some new places being built in. Can you talk a little about what's new coming to the union?
Sure, and I think given that this is our last program of the semester, I'd really like to comment on how exciting it is to have the Media Crossroads program here. I think you guys really bring a liveliness to discussion on campus. From our standpoint, from a community standpoint, it's really one of the vibrant, comprehensive ways that I think students can understand what is happening at KU. So I really commend what this group does, and it's always exciting to kind of walk by, this hallway out here and see, the mechanics of how this happens on this campus. So I commend everybody here. One of the interesting things that I think will be happening over semester, as you all know, is we're going to be doing some renovation in the studio, and that's going to allow us to bring more of the other news operations of campus in, the Kansan and the television station. So again, I think that'll really push, your program in ways that engage and fully, I think, share what happens at KU. So I'm very excited about that part of the program.
That's great, and I know everyone with KUJH, myself included, is very appreciative of having the Crossroads here, and especially with the new newsroom area being put in. That'll definitely be a lot better than having to go to Dole to edit all my video all the time. So I'm very excited, of course. But let's see. So let's talk a little bit about Panda Express. I know a lot of students are very excited about this. We have a Panda Express coming down to the 3rd floor of the Union, and so what can you say a little bit about that? What do you think that'll be drawing in a lot of new students to come by?
Well, it is interesting to me how what a buzz Panda's presence on campus has, and the selection was made fairly carefully. I mean, we do a spring survey regularly of campus, and that was one of the clear choices by students. And then in talking to colleagues, and observing campuses that have pandas, I mean, the response to students is phenomenal. I mean, I don't want to bring this up early, but the lines are amazing in terms of people must have their panda now, and so that should be open with the start of semester. We're in the process of starting and finishing construction. It'll be on the 3rd level with all the other dining food services down there, and they're very excited. They're hoping to have some special events as part of opening related to Chinese New Year, which is, I think, the 31st. And so they're going to be bringing, I'm happy to say, the panda bear will be here.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, thank goodness. You can't open or have Chinese New Year without the panda bear. So anyway, I think students hopefully will be pleased, and I think it'll be a nice addition to the offering. So thanks for bringing up that question.
Of course. And thank you very much for joining us today. We really appreciate it, sir. All right, when we come back, we'll be right back with the news. Stay tuned, guys.
Welcome back. I'm Rebeka.
And I'm Riley. Here's your Good Morning KU News update. Friends of the KU student who went missing on Friday and was found dead on Monday are raising money for his family. John Franco Villagomez died over the weekend. 6 News Lawrence reports that friends have started a PayPal fundraiser to help with airfare, funeral costs, and expenses related to sending his belongings back to Peru.
Former President George H.W. Bush joined Twitter on Tuesday. The White House is hopeful that the hashtag Socks of the Day will come to fruition.
Have you ever thought about living on another planet? The Mars One project will choose 4 people for a 6-month journey to Mars. The only catch is you can never come back. According to the project website, over 200,000 people applied for the mission. An unmanned craft is scheduled to launch in 2018 in preparation for the first human landing in 2025. After that, 4 more people would join the colony every 2 years.
The women's basketball team returns to action tonight when they host Texas Southern at 7 p.m. in Allen Fieldhouse. This is a rescheduled game from last Sunday when a winter storm prevented Tigers from traveling to Lawrence. The Jayhawks enter tonight's game with a 4-4 record.
The men's team will be back in Kansas City on Saturday, coming off 2 straight losses. The Jayhawks hope to rebound against New Mexico. Tip-off is scheduled for 6 p.m. in the Sprint Center.
Don't forget to watch the volleyball team play in the Sweet 16 on Friday. The Jayhawks will take on 3rd-ranked Washington at 7 p.m. in Los Angeles. If they win, they'll take on the winner of the USC-BYU match on Saturday at 10:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All matches will be shown on ESPN3.com.
That's it for the news. We'll be right back with Ben and Brett.
Welcome back, folks. And you know, Ben, this is going to be our last block of the semester. It feels kind of sad.
Yeah, it's the very last show, 68 consecutive shows without one missed. It's been a pretty first successful semester for a brand new show.
Exactly, and you know, I've had a lot of fun on it. I'm pretty sure you have, and I know all of our crew, I think, has as well, and of course everybody else on the Monday through Friday crews as well. And you know, I'm really excited just to look where the show's going to go in the future. I know I'll be producing one of the shows next semester, probably hosting again. But you have a new show coming up next semester as well, is that right?
Yes, I will be hosting a show called, tentatively speaking, 3 in the Key. It'll be a sports show that is much like a Jim Rome style show if you ever watch ESPN. It'll be an interview style show in which there will be an interview with an athlete that will be breaking sports, and there will also be a group of columnists that will come on from the Kansan, KJHK, and other KUJH sports people as well. Hopefully you'll be one of my guests at some point.
Well, if you'd ever be so kind to invite me on, I think I'd feel obliged to join. But I'm very excited to see where Crossroads goes in the future. You know, we talked earlier about the newsroom getting put in here, right over here. If you ever stop in the Crossroads, you'll have to check it out. But construction starts really soon.
It starts actually right after this show. As soon as this is over, they're cleaning out the room. There will be a wall put in to my right. There will be a wall that will have glass screen in between it, and you will be able to look over into a newsroom which will have TVs and other equipment, much like the one down in Dole, if you've ever ventured down into Dole. And there will also be another wall knocked out right in front of my face, where there will be another glass screen open, so hopefully you can look through and see. So if you ever have a chance, stop by here in Median Crossroads and get a little bit of a scope of what's going to be happening.
Of course. You know, Crossroads isn't just for SG school kids. Certainly. Crossroads is for use for anybody out there, whoever wants to come in. If you ever have an idea, just come talk to Cal in the Crossroads, or come talk to myself or Ben, or really anybody in the J school. I'm sure we can tell you a little bit something about it.
Always looking for new people to come up and help out here.
Definitely.
So
Ben, I think that's going to do it.
That's going to do it. And we want to thank everyone on the crew this semester, and especially Rose and Dan, who will be graduating. So wish you guys good luck. And, well, I guess for now, Brett, I'm Ben Allen.
And I'm Brett Ivy. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a great morning.